Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of October 31st. We're going to take a look at your general energies in this first row right here. Next, we are going to take a look at your anything unexpected that could be coming in for you in this next row here. Could be a very intuitive time for you. I mean, you have this Mystic Circle card. You have several other cards here. Even the Two of Swords, you know, she's wearing a blindfold, and sometimes I feel like maybe she's trying to make a decision, but an intuitive decision. So definitely jumping out to me right away. In your next row, we're going to look at anything that could be coming towards you. So basically anything that could be entering into your life, and it does look like finances. I like that. Here, Cancer, that looks pretty good. So financial stability. And finally, we are going to look at any messages from your future self, basically what your future self wants you to know, ahead of time, basically. So let's see. Let's see what is going on for you here. You have this discrimination card and this practicality card. Again, this discrimination card, it's not about like racism or anything like that. It's about kind of just paying attention to the things that are going on around you, and kind of looking at things very, very closely. And that practicality card, I do feel in a lot of ways, I'm kind of surprised that like the Justice card didn't show up, although we are going to clarify this reading. But sometimes I also do feel, the Two of Swords, she kind of looks like the Justice, she kind of looks like Justice, Lady Justice, or whatever you want to call it, right? So, I feel there are some things with this practicality card where this week it's like there's some things that just like work in your life, and then there's other things that just don't work, right? And I feel like that's what this is saying. It's like, can you tell the difference between any situation, work, business, love, health, spiritually, every single, sorry, I'm choking on my own spit. So, and that's why you watch me, right, Cancer? But anyway, what I would say here is that I feel like you're kind of very good at seeing what works and what doesn't work. So, I kind of feel this reading is saying trust your own intuition in that sense, that you know when something's going to work and you know when it's not. You have the Two of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the Knight of Wands here. So again, you can see that she has this blindfold on. Normally she's kind of like a card of finding a middle ground or coming to a compromise, right? But for a lot of you, I feel this is asking you to make an intuitive decision because, again, you have that mystical circle card next. And I almost feel this feeling of needing to make a quick decision this week, and I kind of feel your first gut instinct is the right decision. So, again, I don't know why this is so important, but it's popping into my head as super important. And again, I kind of feel this affects your future, this like split-second decision that you'll be making. And you're going to make the right decision, clearly. So, I mean, is it even worth talking about? Probably not. Although maybe, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've ever like remember back in the day, back in school, right? Where maybe you circled B, but the answer was A, or the answer was B, and then you go back to A, and then you get your test back and you failed because you circled B instead of A, which you knew the answer the whole time, and you second guess yourself. That was my life in school, like failing everything just because I changed my answers, right? And so I feel like this is saying, don't change your answers, Cancer. You have the Four of Wands, a lot of freedom showing up in the reading. I mean, outside of love, the Four of Wands can just be a card of being set free, like reaching some sort of accomplishment. This card kind of looks like a finish line to me right here. And, so I always say that it's my card of kind of wrapping something up, like a project, a business, a relationship even. And it can say you're going through the portal. So it's like maybe you actually ended a relationship a long time ago. And the portal, this right here, this center part, could say that you're entering into something new. And you have another portal card here, the World card. So a lot of this reading is kind of like saying there's an opportunity for you to set yourself free. Even on the Two of Swords, she has that new island behind her that I always talk about. It's like somewhere new, something that could be different. So go on the adventure. I feel maybe your gut instinct this week is to go on some sort of adventure or to, do something new or different with your life with this Knight of Wands energy. So that's exactly what I would be doing if I were you. But let's clarify through this here, Cancer. And let's see. With the Two of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands says, be bold, be assertive, go for the things that you want. I always say this. For whatever reason, Queen of Wands energy has been coming up quite a bit for like the past 2 years. So I really feel the universe wants us to be bold, brave, assertive, go for the things that we want in life. And, that's what I would do here. With the Four of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Pentacles twice in your reading. Definitely some financial improvements, but these improvements are probably going to show up by, focusing on yourself. And that does not mean you shouldn't focus on important relationships in your life, like, people who matter to you, your family and things like that, or doesn't even mean that you won't have love. But I kind of feel a little bit of this energy of putting yourself first here. And I don't mean, in a greedy way, but I mean in a so you can fill your own cup so you can give more in the future kind of way. So that's what I'm getting here with the Nine of Pentacles. It's going to increase your abundance a lot. Here you go with the Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. So this opportunity that you shouldn't miss out on here is probably a new opportunity, clearly. And I kind of feel it could be an offer as well with the Ace of Pentacles. So some of you might be getting an offer and you're trying to think about it intuitively. Again, your first gut instinct is probably to move towards this new opportunity. I mean, if we really just down and dirty, not accurate tarot, look at this. Two of Swords, Queen of Wands, Two of Pentacles to the Four of Pentacles. This is like staying stuck where you are. Going this way, grabbing onto the opportunity, going on the adventure, both cards. There's boats in the back of the Two of Pentacles, leads to the Nine of Pentacles, which is like true independence, true success, true abundance. Again, going on the adventure is going to lead to a new beginning and success. And Page of Swords is kind of like open-ended because Page of Swords says that really what the Page of Swords says is if you're making a decision here to move towards something new job, new business, moving, traveling. I mean, I'm getting everything for you. For a lot of you, if it's like a new job or new financial opportunity, the Page of Swords would come up at the end like this, especially in the area of your messages from your future self, because it's like you're learning something new. Page of Swords is like a detective. He has to learn new things about whatever new situations he's entering into. So, again, it makes sense to me. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this Griffin card that says honor and luck. You also have this Mystic Circle. It says your abilities will be enhanced. So, definitely trust your intuition. I feel there's a lot of luck in this new beginning. I'm wondering if some of you are second guessing it. It's like I said, don't, I gave you the example of the test, right? Don't second guess something. It's like maybe you're second guessing it because it almost looks too good to be true. And again, there's kind of like a little test that I do whenever I think an opportunity might be too good to be true that's coming into my life, is I always look back at whatever the opportunity is. Let's say it's a business opportunity, and I look back at all the things I've learned over the past 10 years or so. And if it adds up going forward, then I know that's probably a good opportunity. But if I look back and it looks like something that I didn't earn, then maybe it's not a good opportunity. So sometimes I think we just need to realize that we might get opportunities that seem too good to be true. But again, maybe if we look back, we actually earned it through, the things we went through, the experiences we have had, or the lessons that we've learned. I feel this about new relationships as well. It's like, if you get a new relationship and it seems too good to be true, can you look back and say, okay, I learned this, and this person, it has the good stuff, has very little negative stuff, and I learned this lesson, so I know I'm not going to fall into the same trap. Again, I think if we do that, then we'll be fine. And that's what I'd be doing here. You have the World, the Two of Pentacles, and the Temperance card, which I really don't feel there's anything necessarily unexpected other than maybe your intuition being on point at this time. But I also kind of feel like the universe wants this for you. That's what I feel like saying, is like the universe is almost bringing you a gift. You don't really have any gift cards here necessarily, but I kind of feel that with this World, it's like something is coming full circle. The World is normally a card of completion. The Four of Wands, which you also have here, is a card of completion, but I really feel more of this energy of something coming full circle. So like I said, I think if you add everything up from what you've been through in life, it's like it adds up to what you're going to be receiving. So stay open to that. You have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, like work hard, play hard. So I feel whatever you're doing, you're putting work in. And again, you probably did work hard on something and now you're being rewarded. But there's also these boats back here. So it really wouldn't surprise me if you're making some sort of change, like I said. But I would trust your intuition. You have the Temperance card here. Temperance is like, trying to create a transformation or a change. So I feel a lot of you could be doing that. I have this word like massaging it popping into my head. I feel like sometimes I just wonder if we kind of can finesse something a little bit more. It's like if we have a good opportunity come into our life, then there's a lot of momentum behind those opportunities, right? And I feel like the Temperance card is saying, can you like increase the momentum of something and can you get it moving farther? And again, I would be, just to give you an example here, I'd be looking back at the past at the things that you learned. So let's say you get a big business opportunity here with this Ace of Pentacles and let's say you grab onto this opportunity, it's like, are there any past lessons that you've learned that could speed up the process, that could make it bigger, that could make it more successful? Again, I can't answer the question for you. You have to. The other thing is if your answer is no, I don't have any of those skills, guess what? You're not stuck. Learn, right? There probably are some things that you could learn, that could lead to much quicker success. I don't even think this has to do with speed, though, so I want to be careful with my words here. I don't think it's like quicker. I think it's longer term and more what you're creating. And again, usually things that are long term aren't necessarily quick, but that's not a bad thing because they're long term. I'd rather have long term all day long than I would quick. With the world, I'm telling you right now, look at this. 10 of Pentacles, everything you've wanted in your life. 10 of Pentacles is a tree of life. It's everything you want in life. And again, you have to, obviously, if you didn't put the work into this, then you're not going to get it. So I'd start putting the work in. But I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of gift from the universe coming in for you, like I said just a second ago. And again, the other thing that I would say is you have to make the new choice to get this gift. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Swords here. For some of you, there could be new love coming in, could be an earth sign, but you could be worried because of past situations. Again, I would just do the math, and I failed math every single time I took it in high school. How I graduated, beyond me, right? Because I never passed algebra, never, literally. Even in college, I took algebra, and the teacher that I took algebra with, because it was remedial algebra, he only took your top 2 test scores. That's how I passed algebra in college, right? Because he graded the whole entire class on the top 2. So that's how bad I am at math. But what I would say here is I would go back and do the math as far as relationships are concerned. And I would say, okay, do they remind me of someone from the past? Have they made the same mistakes? Or are they different? Can I honestly add it up and say this person is different? And again, trust your gut instinct. Queen of Swords says you see things clearly. So there you go. With the Temperance card, this is one hell of a reading here, Cancer. Star, are you kidding? So there's definitely some abundance and happiness coming in for you. I also feel like you need to realize that something is possible for you. The star can represent inspiration. She's pouring water onto land here, and it says if something is possible for one person, it's possible for you. That's what this water kind of represents here, going off into the world. But I get that feeling. And if you look, the 2 pools here, they kind of look a little bit similar. Not exactly the same, right? But on the Temperance card and the World, they both have ripples in them. It's like you've asked the universe for something. And maybe not directly, but I feel through your actions, through your vibrations, maybe you've been asking for love, maybe you've been asking for money, maybe you've been asking for good health. And I feel like the universe is responding, but I feel like you need to realize that it's for you, that you need to kind of grab onto it and accept something into your life. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this rabbit. It says pregnancy fears. If you're not trying to get pregnant, I've been saying it all year, very fertile year, I would be careful. And you also have this dove. It says peace and serenity. So again, I feel some of you could be anxious. I kind of feel like anxious excitement going on here. I feel like you need to be at peace. So sometimes I think when good opportunities come in, what happens? We're afraid to lose the opportunity. So again, don't kind of be very careful with your vibrations is what I'm trying to spit out here. I do also feel that there could be kind of like for a small percentage of you, I feel there could be some sort of apology coming into your life here from a person, but take it how it resonates. You have the 9 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. Definitely an increase in your finances. So the King of Pentacles is like stable finances. I feel you've been working towards this. For some of you, I do get that you could be like paying off a debt, or you could be kind of paying off something that, causes like a lot of stress in your life. And, there's kind of like a belief. I think Esther Hicks talks about this. Abraham Hicks talks about this, how it's like big problems attract big solutions. And that's like one of those things that totally changed my life personally. I was like, holy crap. It's like, if I owe a bunch of money to the government or something like that, this is a good problem to have because it means I made a bunch of money. So I encourage people to attract big problems into their life, believe it or not, because number one, depending on how we phrase it, we can make it not a problem. Number two, we can attract big solutions, and usually big solutions come with big rewards. So I kind of feel this as big solutions that you are attracting into your life, but something has to change. 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is like old beliefs, old habits, old old is what's popping into my head. So I feel like, again, changing your perspective. And again, that's like one of those things that Esther said years ago. I watched this video where she said, like, big problems attract big solutions. Ever since then, I try to create big problems. And that might sound crazy. And I'm not literally creating problems, right? Just challenges, right? Things to overcome, things to work with, things to deal with. And usually it attracts big solutions. So when you focus more on the solutions as well, then usually you don't really attract big problems, you know? So it's not like she's saying attract problems into your life. I want to make that clear, but she is saying, you know, focus on, be solution focused. And I kind of feel that's what this could be talking about. There's something about mindset here as well. Next, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, of course, is a card of being independent and being very successful. So a lot of abundance coming in for you. It's kind of interesting that you have the rabbit and the dove. It's like they're different. Fear on the rabbit, serenity, peace and serenity on the dove. So I feel like focusing on peace, happiness, things that you can control, focusing on solutions, not the problem, right? Then I feel that could be like attracting things that solve your problems very, very quickly, right? Let's see. With the Nine of Pentacles, are you getting 10 of Cups? Fortune after difficulty. For some of you, like I just said, I literally feel some of you could be paying off like a big debt all of a sudden, or, you know, some other problem that you've been dealing with for a long time. Maybe you're finally kind of setting yourself free from an issue with the 10 of Cups. So love it. Again, 10 of Cups is fortune after difficulty, happiness, good things. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, a card of expansion. Think bigger, right? Exactly what I'm saying. I feel this is, I don't know if this is necessarily something coming in for you or if it's more something that you should be embracing. Maybe that's a better way to put it, is like thinking bigger, thinking more expansive. That's what I feel the universe really wants everyone to do. I talk about this all the time. I feel there's a bunch of empty space. Something has changed, right? I feel like people feel restricted, but really I feel like it's an illusion. I think the reason people feel restricted right now is because there's been a bunch of empty space created that we haven't filled yet. So it's like we're feeling small in a big space, even though, again, looking around, it's like, does it look bigger? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I feel like it's energetic, right? So I keep encouraging people to like expand in some way. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. I thought I saw the Ace of Swords twice here. I guess not. But what I would say here is definitely a victory coming in for you. And again, remember I said it could be an apology for a small percentage of you coming in if you need an apology. Sometimes I don't feel like mentioning these things in readings because it like just looking around here, it's like, is it going to change anything? No, if I'm being honest with you. So like, I feel like if you have a person that's coming in who's apologizing, I feel like you're like, okay, well, you're an adult and you shouldn't have done this in the first place. So goodbye. That's like literally, you know, down and dirty tarot. That's like the quick way that I see this happening for you if someone is coming in to apologize, like end of story type of situation. Next, at the end here, for messages from your future self, you have this Forest card. It says muddled, unclear thinking. You also have this Carriage. It says a journey either physical or mental. So I feel for some of you, I actually feel there's a great deal of clarity coming in for you because Ace of Swords, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords. But again, I kind of feel like I said at the beginning of the reading, do not allow your vision to become unclear. I feel like you need to not second guess yourself. If your answer is B, stick with B, don't go to A, right? Exactly like I said at the beginning of the reading, because I feel like that's what's going to cause the confusion. Definitely could be a journey coming in for you. You have the Page of Swords, the Five of Cups, and the Four of Cups. Again, I would avoid this disappointment right here. Both of these cards, Five of Cups and Four of Cups, to me, they can both represent a disappointing situation. So when they come up together, to me, it can say that there could be some sort of disappointment. It's like someone sees you glowing. Look at this. This is like freaking amazing, right? But this bozo from your past maybe, or maybe it's a person in your life who just wants to mess things up. So you might, I kind of feel that your future self is encouraging you to kind of place some boundaries against, people, places, and things that could mess your day up. And really, that's what I'm kind of like getting here, is that there could be something that you have to turn away from. Again, I kind of feel like you're in a good place, actually, with the Five of Cups. And intuitively, I feel like what your future self is saying here is protect your good place. Because, there could be some people or something where when you interact with them, it causes you to have a reaction. And, especially if it's like an ex or something, like maybe you finally healed, but maybe if they were to reach out, it would totally mess up your day. So, I would just be careful of that with that energy. The Four of Cups, I feel like you need to let go of past disappointments. It's like maybe you're getting an opportunity to launch your business again or to do something again, clearly, which we've talked about here. And maybe there were disappointments in the past, and I feel like that's saying let it go. With the Page of Swords, I don't even feel like, I didn't even touch on the Page of Swords, but again, I just feel like it's a person who's got their eye on you from the past. Other than that, I feel like it's you, like we talked about at the beginning of the reading, learning something new. You have the Eight of Cups, something you've walked away from and you're healing from, you're walking towards fulfillment. This is what always happens, right? It's like, you heal from a person, life starts getting better, and then they pop their ugly little head up. So their little peanut head up. Avoid the peanut heads is what I'm going to say here. With the Five of Cups, you can't make this up. Five of Swords, not even worth mentioning. Again, walk away. Four of Cups, Eight of Swords. This person's stuck. I feel like this person is stuck on you, and I feel you don't need to be stuck any longer. So pretty simple reading. Choose B, not A. Or I don't know. Maybe your first answer is A. Choose A. But let's see. We're going to pull 3 yes or no question cards now here, Cancer. So feel free to pause the reading if you need time to think your questions. 1, 2, 3. I'm also going to put them all together at the end. So if you don't have 3 questions, I'm just going to do it as like a little quick, collective. Pause it. 1, 2, 3. And for question number 1, hell yes. Ace of Cups. I feel a lot of happiness coming in for you. Love, for sure. Question number 2, hell yes. You have the Star. So a lot of happiness here. And for question number 3, yes, Eight of Pentacles if you put the work in. This is definitely a maybe to me because Eight of Pentacles says if you put the work in, then obviously, yes, you'll be successful. I feel a lot of you are kind of like working on things that just lead to fulfillment in your life here. And that's all I would be focusing on. 9 of Pentacles twice, literally. Sometimes, again, I always tell people, I literally said this in a podcast I did with Leo King like a couple months ago now, which I can't believe. Time is just flying by. But I literally said in that reading, because he asked me why I don't, or in that interview, why I don't do love readings. And I say, well, because to me, I think if we focus on being the best version of ourselves, then we're just naturally going to attract someone who is also doing the same thing. And to me, that's what your reading is talking about. 9 of Pentacles twice, literally focusing on your own abundance, focusing on gratitude, focusing on your environment, right? The 9 of Pentacles is like the answer to life, literally, to your life. Because, again, she has this snail right here, which wears its home on its back. It says focus on your environment. She has that falcon right here, which just says focus. She's training her focus. She has the pentacles, and she is able to give 3 pentacles. She keeps 6 for herself, so she kind of represents giving. She's dressed nicely, right? So she kind of represents having quality things in your life. And she has those grapes behind her, which, kind of represent having a skill. Grapes in the tarot are meant to be kind of like difficult to grow. They're meant to represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow, so it kind of represents having a skill. It's like if you just focus on those things, then you'll probably have everything else that you want. Plain and simple. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.